All right, we are back again, and today we got a little something different for you. We're building a cabinet, a Milsbo. This is the Milsbo from Ikea. It's a short cabinet. Comes in two sizes. They have a taller cabinet, it's probably about 60 inches tall, and the shorter one. Today we're building the shorter one. This is a cabinet I bought the same day I bought a Rudsta cabinet, probably a couple months ago or something, but we're going to be building that. The video is going to have a lot of editing in it. I built the cabinet at night and tried to edit it at night, so it's like it's a little wonky. So, but anyway, I think it'd be best to put the specs and all that up front for those who don't want to endure watching the whole build. And for those that do want it, then just after we talk about the cabinet, and we'll get into building it. Alright, I'm going to give you some specs on this cabinet. And I've kind of looked at it and I've come to the realization you can't stack on this. One of the issues with it is that the door, as you can see, meets the top edge. See, the top edge here, that door is to the top edge. Also, there's no framing. You just got side frames that come up, and then this sheet metal top bolt, screws into it from the bottom up. Whereas in the Rudsta cabinet, it had metal framing everywhere. The sides, the bottom, the top was metal framed. The glass literally just had little pins in it. They were framed out. The glass itself had its own separate frame with little pins in it, and it just kind of floated in the framework. So the Rudsta, frame-wise, was a solid frame all the way around, which made it really ideal for stacking. Let's see. Let's get into some little bits about this. Okay, they claim that it's a adjustable shelving, and that's kind of true. Essentially their idea of adjustable shelving is they only give you 3 holes, fixed places. You can have 2 shelves this way, or 1 shelf in the middle splitting to 2, or you could remove this and have a big section and a short section, or vice versa, a big section and a short section. So let's we'll kind of look at that. Each of these shelves, the lower shelf from here to this shelf is where the hell am I at? Yes, 9 5/8. Another 9 5/8 from the second shelf to this shelf. And then here's where you're going to lose. You're going to only have 8 7/8. Now you do have the space up here. I'm only counting from here to what's visible. You certainly wouldn't want something sitting up in there like that, because you're not going to see it. So yeah, you could have an additional inch, because it could sit up in there, but are you really going to want that? So I took it from this, what you could see, to this shelf, which is 8 7/8. Okay, now from left to right, the width of the cabinet, we have 39 1/4 inches. From the front to the back, the depth of the cabinet is 13 1/4 inches. Okay, and I'm measuring from this metal because it lips down. You lose another inch here. See, they got this little step. So from this point. Alright, yeah, sorry for the interruption with the phone call. That measurement we have is from this point to here where it's visible is 28 3/4. Anyway, you could remove this shelf and you would have a distance from this shelf up to this, which would be 18 3/4. Then if you removed this shelf from this shelf down to this bottom, be 19 5/8. What the hell? I didn't do my measurement for the center shelf. Well, let's find out. So let's take this. I didn't do that measurement. So let's go ahead and drop it. Oh my God. I got them kind of, it's normally not this tough, but I've got it somewhat positioned so I could, all right, so you could imagine this not being here. You done split the cabinet in half. So that shelf is 13 and 3/4. And of course, like I said, this is 14 and 5/8. So, but you know, what's visual? All right, and your space here is about the same. Yeah, it's 14, and I'm gonna go 5/8. It's a smidge more, but you know, no big deal. So yeah, a little bit more space down here to do things. So let's see what else. Let's talk about wiring. Let's bring this up here for a minute. Wiring, these shelves are very tight inside the cabinet. So there is a little slop, so you can just barely sneak it in right here. It will just sneak in. You're not going to be able to drill through the bottom, at least not in the corners, because if you remember, if you look at the build, these legs was on a square piece. So, and do remember that if you were to drill the bottom, it's 2 layers. You have this, and then you have the bottom layer. So there's 2 layers of sheet metal. You're not gonna be able to drill these corners, or I guess you could, but you better plan on drilling through that solid section of cast. Guess you would have to go through. Let's see, there is a hole up here, and you know, you could snake your wires up and sneak it out this back hole. A little surprised it's all glass. I don't really see the need for all glass. This is not a display that you would see in a store where you need to walk around at 360 and view what's going on. Personally, I wish this wasn't glass. That way you wouldn't see wiring. Now you know, you gotta neaten up the wiring behind it, or you gotta put something back there to hide, you know. So I'll say I'm not really, you know, they could have left the glass out. Didn't really need it, in my opinion. What else can we talk about? Let's see. Can't remember the corners. Let's see. Tall, deep. Yep. And I think that kind of talks about it. Let's talk about basic cost and size. I looked at all 4 cabinets, looking at, of course, I obviously have built 2. I've never had a DTOF. I have seen people do enough builds on them, and I've gone in there and actually measured it. I went into Ikea and make measurements, as well as I did for the, there's a tall version of this that sells for, I think, $230. So, and that's a real viable one, I would say, to get. So as far as which one's going to give you the most space to store in, would be the tall version of this cabinet. The second in line would be the Rudsta. The third in line is this one. And of course the DTOF being the least amount of cubic space to put figures in. Now the only reason this really works for me is because I have a half wall here where I'd blown out a bedroom and expanded this whole area, and I just left a half wall. And of course it's, as you can see, the white trim back here, so this is white that matches. It looks, so in this instant it works for me. Would I recommend buying this one over a Rudsta or something? I would not. not that it's not a nice cabinet, but for the money and the shelf spacing's almost, I wouldn't say it's useless, but it is not as good in my opinion for the money. It does fit a lot of figures. Sitting down figures obviously do well. I don't remember if that's probably a 1/7, 1/8. That sits in there fine. Figures such as the Cryptozoics fit in there rather well. I believe this is a 1/6 kneeling. That makes it in there pretty good. So it's fine having this here, but you just got to know what you're going to put in it. Again, this is I believe a 1/6, so these all fit rather well. Let's take some of this stuff out. You have, say, most of your Ikeas. This is one of the tallest ones I could find. And no, I'm not a brony. I have a granddaughter, and she absolutely loves Rainbow Dash. So Pop-Pop's got Rainbow Dash, okay? Not a brony. Just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. Little general information. So, anyway, let me put this up here. Although they are nice, I love Ikeas. I love their take on everything. Here's another Ikea. This one's, yeah. So yeah, they fit in there nice. They do rather well. Let's try a prize figure. I believe this is this a prize figure? I don't remember. It could be. And heck, that would even fit up here, but you kind of start to lose it. So, and of course, this would be really great for die casts. Die cast would go rather well in this, as well as, since we're talking die cast with noodle stopper or topper. And there you have it. Whoop, wait a minute, get on there, girl. And that's probably where her home's going to be. That works rather nice. We have Arkham City. Fits in there nice. That's pretty much the same size as the Ikeas. This all works rather well. No problems there. Let's get some of this stuff out of here. Of course, your Q poskets, or what I call your little body big heads. Here's your rock candies. And you can even do a double tier, if you wanted to, with these, because they're of a size that certainly is an option. Let's get that out, and let's start really throwing some other interesting things in here, what we could put in here. So it's a decent cabinet, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking it, but it would not be my first choice unless it works for you. It works for me in this situation. You may be in a similar situation where this cabinet would work for you, and it comes in black as well. Now let's try something bigger. Let's get something bigger in there. Catwoman. Okay. Now these shelves do hold 44 pounds, and they are thick glass. I will give 2 thumbs up for the thickness of the glass. I do like their mounting systems, really much better than I would say the Rudsta. And the glass, it's nice. So it's really nice. That'll fit in there rather well, and who knows, this might be the home for this. I don't know. Certainly a good spot for it. What else? Yes. Let's take out a shelf. Like I said, it's normally not this tough, but I've got all this. Hell with it, just lay it down there. No big deal. And our quarter scale easily fits in there. Let's go quarter scale on the top. Easily fits there. So you could do something like that. Quarter scale. Stuff like that on the bottom or vice versa. And there's a lot of space there. You could probably stack a lot of quarter scales in here. You know, there's a lot of room here. So, I mean, it does have its benefits. So, what else haven't I talked about? I think I've pretty much said everything I can think about. I think the only slight distraction I find with this, that I actually like the rust a little better for, is I really don't like the thickness here. I think a little distracting. I'd rather not see all this thickness. That's kind of why I like the rust a little bit better. It's not so much of a distraction seeing this coming down through here. And that's kind of why I like the metal, more commercial looking glass cabinets over, say, a more residential wooden one, because the wooden ones have much wider pieces like this, and I'd rather not see that. But all in all, it's a well-built cabinet. It's easy to put together. Had no problems with it. Had to be a little careful sliding the glass in, but other than that, good cabinet. And I will be doing another one of these. I'm going to get the tall one because my daughter got a new home, and I'm going to get her the taller one as a housewarming gift. And I'll build that, and we'll do a. Probably won't do a video because I'm sure I won't do a video on the building of it. I'll just do you know, a look at it, really, more than anything. Maybe just kind of an update to this video. Because, you know, to know how to build it, you just need to watch this one or something. Okay, that's what you got for all the specs. Let's get on with that build. And it's late at night, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and build this cabinet from Ikea. This is the Milsbo, whatever. Whatever. When I originally built the Rudsta cabinet, the first one, I had bought two that day. Bought this one and the Rudsta, and never got around to building this one, so we're going to go ahead and build this one. And I talked about modifying both of them, and after looking at this one, I want to say this might be a little harder to modify, because here's the legs, and they're rather stout now. They're nice, but they do come out at an angle. So if you see, there's your right angle. As you can see, they're not, you know, they come out at an angle. So if you were to cut these, this is going to be sitting out farther than, you know, the thing ain't going to stack up perfect. So plus the cutting that would have to be required, and grinding. You have a little piece here you'd have to grind out up in there, and of course the curvature. You know, it might be a little bit of a feat. So you know, maybe it can be done. Maybe, I don't know. I hadn't really put a lot of thought into it, but yeah. And if you were to put a skirt around this with this angle coming out like this, it's going to, you know, if you're not familiar with working with power tools and stuff to get these compound angles and stuff, it's going to be a trick. So anyway, we're just going to build this. I'm probably going to leave it as is. I'm not going to stack this one because I have a short wall that I'm going to put it at. I'm going to rearrange some things, and so these are actually probably kind of work good for me and my situation may not work so good for other people's situations. Alright, so we got the first box open. Got some glass panels in it. Looks like the doors. So we got a door. Start kind of putting this stuff, laying it around, getting it out the way. Gently laying out against that. Alright, get this out the way. Okay, we got glass panels. I'll gently lay that there. What we got here? Woo! Big glass panel. What the heck is this for, Bobby? Oh man, not sure what that's about. Yeah, interesting. Much wider than the other ones. It's going to be an interesting build. Another glass door. Okay. Parts. Leg. The other leg. And this leg. Only got 3 legs? Oh, 4 legs right here. Haha. 4 legs. That's what's in the first box. 2 doors, 4 pieces of glass, hardware, and other accessories. Alright, first thing we're going to do, step 1, is take the little leveling feet. Going to stick them in there. Screw those down. All the way. There's like a little pocket there. Gotta screw it all the way into there. See? Leveling feet. So those are done. Well, actually, you let me have that back. Alright. You got holes on the inside. Okay. You're going to take these. Slide that in like that. Take your screw. These are the short. Lord have mercy. These are the short screws. Shouldn't be doing this late at night. What the hell? Okay. So that's going to go in there like that. See? Alright. Then you're going to have another one. Going to hit off this side. So go ahead and do that. See? That's going to be like this. That's going to set in there like that. Okay, take another one of these short screws. Like that one. Put that in there. I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to put the long one on. Okay. Put this long one on. They're all about the same. Put that in there like that. Take a short screw. Put it together. Bam. Run it in there. Get this side around here. Another one. Alright. It's all there. Okay. All 4 corners there. Bam. Done deal. Alright. Next thing it wants us to do, put the bottom on. Gonna get the bottom. This is the bottom. And how you know it's the bottom? It's like a dish. Smooth. Has these deals on it and these little tips. The other ones have a rib through the center. So this is the one that's going to sit right on top of this. And these front holes, let me get a close-up shot of this. Alright, these front holes will line up with these down in here. That'll come later for your doors. all these holes will line up with that. So you'll have a gap here, and it'll be flush back here, and these holes will line up all with that. So that's what you'll have. Okay, let's continue to build this cabinet. Now, you got the corners. And what they're saying is this is going to be the top, and this flat, large section will be the bottom. I'm going to take your larger Allens. They're going to look like the short ones that you did the sides, but they're going to be longer. And then just going to stick that thing in the corner. And whoop, run your bolt down. Okay. They all have the same holes in them. There's 3. So I'm going to assume these are adjustable. Probably your adjustable points for your shelves. So it's not as adjustable as you think, because it's only got so many holes here. Now imagine, I don't know yet, you may be able to drill some other holes. So if you don't like these positions, you may be able to drill some holes, modify it. But we're going to go ahead and continue to build this. We'll be right back. Next step is they want us to do. They want us to lay this bottom in. As you notice, you got a bottom rib for support. I got a hole in the back here, single hole, and a slit matches with the hole in the back of there. You got 2 holes up front. Here's your front. They want it to step down like this. It's going to cover this. It's going to neaten this up. You can see that. So you want to lay it in there like that. Support side down. You should lay in there like that. Bam, there you go. Should lay like that. And there you have it. Now, next thing they want you to do is this center support. Now you notice I've already put 2 in. You're going to take these little tabs, which are basically rubber. Mostly rubber with a little bit of plastic. Okay. Okay, you're gonna and he's got like a little bit of a groove in the back. Okay. Groove that in there like that. There are 2 types, and I just noticed it. Okay. There are 2 types. Yeah. You can see the 2 types. You have the corners. Yeah, one's different. This is for the corner. This is for the back. Look how much different they are. Okay. So, corner and back. I was about ready to make a boo-boo. Alright, so the back ones are the smaller ones that don't need that corner. Alright, now I'm just going to set this up the way they say. So essentially, you have adjustable shelves, but they're predetermined. Yeah. And I don't know that you could fake that out, because there is an insert, a threaded insert. So yeah, for you to try to make different sizes, I mean, I guess you could. You'd have to do a little something different. There's not just like a regular pin in there. So right off the top, I'm not sure as far as modification, but you make sure the tops of these, the flat top is on this top up here. You see that? Okay. And that's going to go on the back. It'll slide right down this little slot. There's a little slot here. Bam. A little slot. There that goes. As I said before, I spun this around so we can see what we're doing. Okay, you're going to slide that in the back. You're going to take that same screw that you put those little shelf supports, because that's what's going to support your shelves. Ah, come here. I need a magnetic tip. I got the Monday mornings. I need a Monday morning screwdriver. Alright. Alrighty. Just gonna crank that up. And there you go. There it is. And that's how that supports in there. And now we'll get back to the next section. Alright, we're back again. Now I've taken and put this thing on some little skidders, because this thing's going to get heavy quick. Because as you can see, this is the back, and it's glass. Matter of fact, this whole thing's glass. That's pretty interesting. I didn't really realize that when I bought it. Gonna take your back glass. It's probably one of the wider pieces. And that's going to slide right down between the metal and a little bit of an overhang and up into the corner of this. Slide that down carefully. Down and behind that. It's kind of rubbery, so it wants to kind of be a little tough. So just be careful with it. Take your time. And there is two little pimples down here at the bottom. You want to be behind the pimple, for lack of a better term. Call it pimple. Okay, there you go. So your shelf brackets also help hold up this glass. So I guess you got to keep that in mind when you're building your shelf, that it's partially being held up by this. Okay. So I guess you should always leave, if you're going to go center and split this cabinet in half, you should always at least leave one of them in place to help hold this glass up. So our back's on. This is our back. This thing's going to be pure glass with metal frames. Got two pieces. This is all within that first box. This would all be in that first box I opened. It had the legs. Okay. Now this, same deal. We'll slide it down in there. Just hang on to it. Slide it nice and straight. Don't drop it. Keep your hand on it. And there you go. Yep, it too has a set of pimples down there. I just noticed that. There's pimples down there as well. And you'll see as you slide it in. This thing's going together rather quickly. So we'll slide our glass in. And this is coming right along. Okay. Man. Okay. Man, this ain't gonna be all glass. Not sure whether I feel good about stacking on this or not. Seeing that how this back's like that. I don't know. I'll think about that. Alright. This is our top. You know our top because it's got ribs. It's got these tips on it. These tips are going to be where your doors hang on. So that should just slide right over top of it. Should slide over it pretty easily. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So got the top in there. And you're probably going to have to screw that in with some of those screws. Oh yeah. Alright, we're all down all around. Okay, it's all down all around. We got it all down on there like that. Let's take it to the next step. Okay, the next step is they want us to put these corner pieces in. So we're not even screwing this top down. We're going to put these corner pieces in. I'm going to cut the camera, get all the corner pieces screwed in. to match these. Alright, because these holes here, same holes that line up on the corners. So we're going to get that done. We're going to put our last wedge in there, last shelf wedge, holding wedge, whatever. Alright, we'll put that in. Okay, like I said, I'm going to snug it up nice. Don't over crank it. It's just plastic and rubber, so you can snap it if you get a little too jiggy with it. Okay. Now we're going to switch our tip out. We'll go back with these shorter Allen head bolts. I'm going to run these up, hold this top down. Okay. Just put them in. I'm going to snug them up tight once I get them all in. Oh my goodness. Alright, we got them all snugged up. Lord have mercy. Alright, we are cruising along, people. Let's grab some doors. Alright, alright. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can explain this. Alright, you got your slit here. You got a very small hole here. And a very small hole down there. And there's where your magnet's going to go. And those are held on with these little baby Phillips heads. Get those out. These magnets are holding everything. So let me just get everything off the magnet. So we got 4 magnets. I'm going to send that in like that. I'm going to put these on. Okay, great. That's all done. Now, what else do we have? All right. Okay, this has a lock on it. Door lock that goes on. Yep. Got your slit right there. You got a dual set of holes up here. That's where it's going to go. I'll go right there. Put these screws in it. Crank it down in just a second once I get the other screw in there. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's done. Next step. Okay, next step is to take the short pins. There's a short set of pins. Y'all can see it. These short pins. I'm going to go in these holes right over here. They do appear to be about the same size. One might be a little fatter than the other. I'm going to put what I think the fattest side is down. Okay. And it says, go ahead and put these damn things on. Crazy enough. Alright. So once you go ahead and put that in there, there's a slit. Now that's what that slit's for. That little tit willy there. I'll grab into that slit. You're gonna drop that in there, grab that slit, shut it, drop your lock. Okay. Probably gonna do the same thing here. Where's the slit? Slit up at the top. Gonna drop that in there. Put that slit in there. Shut it. Okay. Next step. Okay, our next step is to drop these longer pins. Got some longer pins. They just drop right in there, it looks like. Yeah, that's it. Just drops into place. There it is. A little bit of playing with the door. Good. Alright, there you go. Glass cabinets are on there. Well, I ain't opening that. That hinged. Look at that. Sweet. Alright, so you got that. Next step. Which is probably the last step. Ah, the handles. Yes. These are the handles. Man, we just about got this done, people. We just about got this done. Pull these out. Okay. Put these handles in there. Go like that. Let's open this up. I'll take the last final 4 screws. Push this thing in there. Yeah, let me just do this like this. Obviously the open side back there. We'll slide that in there. Hold up. Jesus. Where's my magnetics? Need my Monday morning. Need my Monday morning screwdriver. That's all you gotta do. Bam, look at that nice handle. Same here. Let's do that. Man, goodness gracious. Put that in there. Oh Lord. Gonna have to use my left for this. That left ain't good for nothing. Balancing my body out. That's about it. Okay, here we go. We're pretty much done with this thing. She's all there. I'm going to put our shelves in. Man, this glass on this shelves are thick, buddy. They are thick. Nice. That's a pretty neat cabinet. We'll say with the shelving like this, I'm not really going to put big characters in it. So, probably 1/8 scale maybe, unless you relocate the shelving and just do a split. Just remove one of them, just do a split. Because these shelvings are not a lot of space there. That's pretty tight. As far as lighting this cabinet, it's going to be a little tough. You're going to have to drill through 2 layers. This layer and that layer. Because remember, they were two separate things. There is, like I say, that hole in the back. Yeah, this is going to be tight for getting lighting because, man, this glass fits snug all the way around. So, I'll probably split it. We'll see what I have to look what I got for figures to put in here. Maybe I'll leave it like this. I'm buying 2 of these because I got to run along my wall, my short wall. They work for me in this situation. I don't think they work for everybody. I'm not even sure I would stack these. Now that I see how it's been built and kind of what you got. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I have to think about it. I will be buying the other Milsbo, taller. They make a taller cabinet than this one. They didn't have it in at the time, so I bought this one to just see what it was like. Alrighty, if you've made it to the end of this video, you're either A, trooper, or B, a glutton for punishment. But either way, I thank you so much for tuning in and checking it out. Again, if you like what you see in the content that I'm putting out, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.